is a beautiful description in Ramayana about how beautiful the place was. And great place with so much greenery, so much flowers blossoming, the clouds sitting on the hill, and the birds, and the chirping, and the sounds, the shrieks of the birds, the animals, the deer, the elephants, the tigers, a tremendous, elaborate description of Chitrakuta as a very, very inviting, enchanting place to live. Sita Devi is excited. In fact, she remembers that she has been, remember that she forest life is part of her blueprint of life. So she is looking forward to this change of living. And so happily she follows Sri Rama and Lakshmana. Lakshmana creates the hut in a particular place not far from the river, and they do their Vastu. Even their Vastu Puja is done. Please understand. Yamuna Devi worship has happened. Vastu Puja is done. Nearby banyan tree is there. That banyan tree also is worshipped. So these are all culture. This is the culture of the land. When they themselves worship. Why Vastu? Because whenever you choose to stay in a place, you are new to a place, there is a energy which is already there, which is staying. You don't go and live on top of them. It is their area. And therefore you appease them, you satisfy them, and you request them to kindly, can you just move away so that I can live here? Or I'll give you a defined place, be there so that this is something I have chosen, oblige me. And therefore this Vastu Puja is a very important part of our culture. When you dig the earth, you don't dig without permission of the goddess earth, Bhumi Puja. When you build something, before you claim the place as yours, you do Vastu Shanti. These are integral to the land, to the culture, and you find in Ramayana, thousands of years ago, they also did that Vastu Puja as Valmiki Ramayana presents. And so on one side this is happening, and on the other side, well, as you know, Sumantra has been sent back. And Sumantra stayed with Guha, even though on Yamuna river, three of them crossed, Guha was left behind. Sumantra stayed hoping that maybe I will be called. He didn't just leave and go away. He stayed, he waited, but no call came, and therefore he drives back to Ayodhya. From this place he drives back, and Sumantra, when he returns, all he finds Ayodhya is not the Ayodhya he wanted to see. All are wailing and crying and upset. He goes straight to see the king, and all the queens, everybody is waiting there together, not knowing what to do. And Sumantra there goes, and when they see him, they look, oh, is Sri Rama behind? Has he come back? The chariot is empty. They want to know what was. The king asks, hey, what happened there? What did Sri Rama say? Is there any message? And very beautiful portion wherein Sumantra gives the messages of advice from Sri Rama to every one of them. He talks to them and say, please make sure, he tells Sumantra, make sure that you bow to all of them when you enter. in the proper order of seniority. There is a culture where the seniors are bowed to first, age and rank, superiority, and that protocol, maintain the protocol. Don't say, I am not there and therefore I don't care. You have to care. Each of us must follow our protocol. And he tells a message for his own mother Kausalya that make sure you don't give up the rituals, daily rituals of life, because the king is there. And tell her to remain devoted as a queen should with her husband. Don't be angry with him and move away from him. Don't do that. Not only that, you may be older in age and a senior queen, but now Kaikeyi will be superior to you, and therefore give her her due. These are all instructions he gives. And therefore, abhimanam manam tyaktva vartasva matrushu. He says, oh mother, you must give up your pride and do what the current truth is for you. Give Kaikeyi her superior position. And then there is instructions for Bharata, saying that even though Bharata is younger in age, but he will be the king, and therefore all of you, including my mothers, all must give respect to Bharata as the future king. And there is a message for Bharata. You are a prince. Don't oust our father, saying he is old and useless now. You please remain as a prince and allow him to rule, and Bharata, be fair to all the mothers equally. Don't be partial to one. Like this amazing is a big section here in Ramayana where these instructions are given. And not only that, they want to know what else happened. What did Lakshmana say? And Sumantra, only thing he can say is, oh, Lakshmana was susamkruddhaha. He was so angry. And he was all the time nishwasan vakyam abravit. He was hissing like a snake. The whole time he was so furious. And he kept asking, Kena ayam aparadhena rajaputraha vivasitaha. What is the crime this Sri Rama has done for him to be sent to the forest? He kept asking this all the time. And so quickly this king executed these boons. He did not even consult his people. He just overnight changed everything. And Lakshmana kept saying, I do not find any justification. Na hetum upalakshaye. I find no justification for what has happened. And this is all because of short-sightedness of the king. And Lakshmana kept on repeating this. And who said this? Sumantra tells this to all the people gathered there. And they want to know what else happened. What else happened? Well, Sumantra tells everything that happens, but the fact is, now it is all over. And so when they hear this, Sita was asked, they asked how Sita was doing, Sita Devi was doing, and all that Sumantra could say is, well, she was so happy in this forest. She looked very pleased. Yathasma ramate pura tathaiva ramate Sita nirjaneshu vaneshu api. How she was always cheerful, happy, smiling. The same Sita Devi I saw in this forest also. That means what? She had accepted her new lifestyle. That was the majestic grace with which she adapted in her new life. And so he goes on to describe Sita Devi in Valmiki Ramayana, how beautifully, elegantly she did that. There was no fear when she saw tiger, no fear. She saw elephants and lions, no fears. Why? Because she knew that Sri Rama was by her side. And therefore she knew that she is in the arms of Sri Rama, and therefore Ramasya Bahu Samshrita. Therefore, why would she be afraid? She had no fears of any animals. She was happy. Attitude, okay? I'm focusing on the psychology, the attitude with which one adapts. And so, having said this, he said all that he said with great description, but Dasharatha couldn't bear anymore. The king couldn't bear anymore. Kausalya couldn't bear anymore, and hearing about her son in this way, she began to abuse the king so badly. She began to talk about all the wrong he has done, and Dasharatha was more and more afflicted, and he stops eating, sleeping, just weeping all the time, weeping. And by the time it is 6th day, 6 days have passed since Sri Rama left Ayodhya, Dasharatha began to dream. He began to have nightmares, and he remembered one episode that had happened.